Welcome to the second part of the Achieving Academic Success portion of your orientation. I'll be going over some of our department guidelines and other useful tips for taking an online class through Kirkwood Community College. It's a misnomer that all online classes are open start, open end. All our classes do have a specific starting and ending date, and many have due dates throughout the semester as well. Some have weekly, monthly, or possibly only 1 or 2 due dates during the semester. If you can't find the course due dates, don't be afraid to ask. Since some instructors may have a penalty for late work or not accepted at all, make sure to get things done early and read your syllabus closely to determine how your instructor has their course set up. Communication in an online class is essential. Since you don't see your instructor in person, clear communication is the key. It's always best to start out the semester with professional emails, such as Dear Professor. As the semester progresses, you may determine that the instructor is okay with students using their first name. Try not to infer emotion into emails you receive. 2/3 of all communication is nonverbal. Since you don't get those usual cues through email, it's very easy to assume there is something more behind the email than there really is. Just as important are the emails you send. Try to avoid using all caps and text message lingo such as TTYL, OMG, or LOL. Always be as clear as possible in all your communication. And last, don't rely on just one form of communication. If you aren't getting a clear response through email, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call your instructor. Taking tests can be a daunting task for anyone, but with proper planning you can breeze right through. First, find out if your exams will require a monitor. This information can usually be found in your course syllabus. If you have a monitored exams and live near a Kirkwood location, you can test there. Keep in mind that some sites require appointments, so check ahead of time. If you are unable to take your exams at a Kirkwood location, you do have other options. Students that are unable to go to a Kirkwood location can set up a monitored site at a college testing center or a public library. Be sure to get permission from the facility, then submit an exam request form online at www.kirkwood.edu/online. Be sure to know any due dates for your exams and request them early. Also, check out what the time limit will be for your exams. Make sure you have allotted yourself enough time to complete the exam, and be sure to know your stuff before starting so you don't run out of time. Registering and dropping classes is something all students do at some point in their college career. Later in this orientation, you will learn how to register for classes, so for now, I'm going to take a minute to talk about dropping classes. When it comes to online classes, your grades are very important. If your GPA for online classes drops below 1.8, a registration restriction will be placed on your record, stopping any future registration in online classes. We usually suggest that if you are in danger of failing a class, drop it rather than take the F. This will allow you to continue taking online classes without taking the time to get special permission. Weather-related closings can be an issue for face-to-face classes, but rarely cause your online class to skip a beat. Since you aren't meeting at specific times or at a specific location, instructors usually assume you will be able to get your work done on time, regardless of the weather. If in doubt, contact your instructor first. All Kirkwood policies apply to online classes. One of the policies is plagiarism. The inability to authenticate your work can lead to failing the assignment, failing the class, and in repeated situations, suspension from Kirkwood. Information on all Kirkwood's policies can be found in the online student handbook. The Learning Services Department is a great resource for all Kirkwood students. Even if you are taking your classes online, students have access to free tutoring services, student support services such as writing instruction, college survival skills, and counseling services. They also have a testing center and help arrange student accommodations for students with learning disabilities. If you have any questions about online classes, don't hesitate to contact our office by phone, email, or on our website.